Hey guys, we are almost done here, but before we wrap it up, I've got a couple of final things that I need to go over with you, and I just wanted to sort of give you a heads up of, you've completed the training, so what next? Okay, so the first thing that I want to talk about is teacher policies and procedures. We've covered a little bit of those. We haven't covered all of them. And there are some important things that you need to be aware of before you begin teaching concurrent enrollment. So after this video is done, I'm going to invite you to go to the left-hand navigation here on this page and click on the teacher policies and procedures. You're going to see a list of items there, and I want you to go through each of those and make sure that you are familiar with what is expected and what the rules are governing concurrent enrollment and what happens in the classroom. There are things, like I said, that we haven't covered, such as the fact that student teachers are not allowed to teach concurrent enrollment classes, and if they do, that creates issues with our accreditation. So you need to make sure that if the principal attempts to have your student teacher or assign a student teacher to you and have them teach the class, that you need to push back on it a little bit and say that that's not allowed and let us know, because we don't want to have issues with our credit then because a student teacher was teaching the class who didn't have the required qualifications. So that's just one example. There's a whole bunch of other things in there that you need to be aware of. We've tried to make it as simple and easy to read as possible. So go through that, become familiar with the rules, because the last thing we want is for you to end up with having problems in your class that impact you or your students. So be sure to read that. Next, in the near future, if it hasn't happened already, your content liaison should reach out to you in order to provide new teacher content training on the specific course. So you're going to want to look forward to that. They'll go over what exactly is required within the curriculum. What are the assignments? Are there standardized assignments? Or are there other standardized materials? Are there resources available to you for teaching the content? They will go over all of that. If within a few weeks you haven't heard anything, then give us a call and we will make that connection so that you can get in touch with them. The other thing you can do too is we've already gone over in MyCE. You've got a list of the liaisons that have been assigned to you. Send them an email or give them a call and say, hey, I'm really wanting to figure out what I need to teach. Can we meet sometime and get that taken care of? But if that doesn't work, again, give us a call. We'll make sure it happens. Along the lines of training, next is class scheduling. So whenever you applied to be a concurrent enrollment instructor, it was listed there on the application which classes and how many sections of those classes you wanted. Based on that, we went ahead and scheduled them, and you should see them in MyCE. If you don't, then reach out to your coordinator at your high school and say, hey, my classes aren't showing up, what's going on? They'll give us a call, and then we'll make sure that those get scheduled. The other thing too is if for some reason you find out your class isn't going to carry, give us a call so we can delete that so it doesn't show up on your list. We're going to delete it anyway, but if you are reaching out to us, that's going to make our lives a lot easier, and you're not going to see it there cluttering up your space, so to speak, and the coordinator's space. The last thing that I wanted to talk about is going back to the coordinator, the importance of working closely with that individual. As I've mentioned before, they are the individual at your school who owns the concurrent enrollment program. It's their responsibility to make sure the policies and the rules are followed. It's their responsibility to meet deadlines, to assist students, to assist teachers. They don't have to do all the work. They just have to make sure that it's being done. So if you're partnering closely with them and helping them to make their lives easier in whatever you can help with, that's going to make their life and your life and our lives so much easier and so much less painful. And some of these things can be a little bit painful. So reach out to them after you've watched this video and say, how can I help you? How can we partner together in order to make this program work really well at our school? Okay, you know what? I think that is just about everything. Thank you so much for your willingness to take on this responsibility as a concurrent enrollment instructor. We really appreciate you. We're here to serve you. If there's anything at all that we can do for you, give us a call, send us an email, and I hope you have an unbelievable first year as a concurrent enrollment instructor.